bones are double jointed, so I look like I've got broken hearts.
But I love a last minute victory.
I know that's Diet Pepsi.
6, 7, and 8 for numbers.
Courtney.
What?
Kind of.
Are there bubbles on there?
We just said Kyle. You know it's not right. Just a giant clusterfuck.
Don't feel like a mole would sabotage in a visual way in the first round.
Like, I'm kind of shooting bricks. I'd bet both of our lives in the game on this, you know?
Sorry, Laurel, but you are the mole's first victim.
Welcome, players, to your first assignment of round 2. This assignment is titled Know It or Blow It. Okay, before we get started though, before we go over the instructions, please divide yourselves into 2 teams of 6. We need 6 people with brains and 6 people with brawn. 6 brains, we have Carrie, Nancy, Brian, and Brian, Courtney, and Ryan. And then our 6 brawn, we have Clark, Chad, Darnell, Alex, Preston, and Katie. So now that you are divided, here is how your task will function. The brawn group will soon be whisked away to complete 6 tasks that could come in handy to our brains group. Our brains group will be responsible for attempting to answer 12 trivia questions. Each player will have a possible 2 questions to answer. Get both questions right and you will earn $5 for the group pot for a total possible $30. Get a question wrong and you are blown up and you must be revived by our brawn group. Each player can be revived once and only once. That is where our brawn group comes into play.
We will start with the brain group and their trivia questions.
Here are your 6 categories. We have periodic table of elements, 1970s television, female rappers, Major League Baseball team names, European capitals, and video game characters.
70s. I should know 76.
On baseball and video games.
What was the last one?
We're talking about video games.
At least I'm not great, but I'm good. I can do it.
I'll do baseball.
I can do periodic.
And Nikki. Boom.
I cannot do that, girl. Because I love TV.
Who is European? You?
I am today. You're gonna get me, Brian. You got this, my friend.
Brian W. will start his category, the periodic table of elements.
Whenever you all are ready, Brian W., I will have you go ahead and step one up here so you may answer your question.
Here I am.
All right.
The element of surprise.
Which of the following U.S. states does not have a chemical element named after it? A, California, B, Florida, or C, Tennessee?
See, Tennessee.
Brian will now be given a cup filled with liquid that he will pour into the chalice. If the foam turns green inside the chalice, he is correct. If the foam turns red inside the chalice, he has answered incorrectly and will lose his first life in the game.
That is an incorrect answer.
We will now check in with our Brawn team as they attempt to complete 60-second challenges in order to earn extra lives for the Brain team.
You will each be competing in one task that can earn you $5 for the group pot, as well as 1 revive for our Brains group. The Brains group will be answering trivia questions. If they get an answer wrong, they must be revived in order to earn another chance to answer. There are 6 tasks to complete this round. Each player has the opportunity to be revived once should your group successfully complete all 6 tasks. Each completed task will earn you $5 for the group pot. A maximum for $30 for the group pot can be earned from this portion. Your tasks are rubber band billiards, trickster, the perfect balance, flip-tack-toe, yank it, and this blows.
With only 60 seconds, Darnell must use only rubber bands to knock the pool ball into the hole. If he is successful, $5 will be added to the pot, and the Brains team will earn a revive.
You got this.
Oh, that was.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a really bad angle.
It's okay. It's good. Nice.
Up next, 1970s television. Nancy. Which Golden Girls cast member starred alongside B. Arthur in Maude as a recurring character named Vivian? Is it A, Betty White, B, Estelle Getty, or C, Rue McClanahan?
Rue McClanahan.
Let us find out if Nancy is correct. Is Nancy correct? That is a correct answer. Which female rapper was born Melissa Vivian Jefferson in 1988 in Detroit, Michigan? Is it A, Missy Elliott, B, Lil' Kim, or C, Lizzo?
I'm gonna go A, Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott is Carrie's answer. All right, and you may pour.
Oh no, I died.
With 2 Brains players now in need of a revival, let's see if Chad can earn an extra revive and money for the pot.
1 minute to transfer all of these into this one. Use only one hand.
You know how to do the 2 drink things? Stack it and shake it, and hold the middle so that way it doesn't come out. You stack it and shake it down.
Yeah.
And now put.
Push the other hand down.
I can't use my other hand.
No, I'm sorry. The one you haven't. Well, you got
15 seconds.
Try and hold the 2 together. Just hold them by the lid.
Yeah.
I don't.
Chad is unsuccessful, earning no money and no extra revive for the Brains. For Preston's task, he must stack 4 red solo cups, each with a note card in between them. Once he's completed the stacking portion, he must remove the note cards, allowing the cups to fall inside of one another without the entire tower tumbling. If he is successful, $5 will be added to the pot and a revival earned for the Brains team.
Yeah.
Despite his efforts, Preston is also unsuccessful at completing his task.
Come on up here, Ryan.
Oh no.
All right. Major League Baseball team names. Prior to their move in 2005, Major League Baseball's Washington Nationals were known as what? Is it A, Montreal Expos, B, Washington Senators, or C, Seattle Pilots?
It is A, the Montreal Expos.
That is a correct answer.
For Clark's Brawn task, he must successfully stack 5 dice on the end of a popsicle stick that is hanging out of his mouth and place a book upon his head. If he can do that all at the same time within 60 seconds, he will earn $5 for the group pot and an extra revival for the Brain team.
Can we help him?
I mean,
I'm just repeating. I don't have a suggestion, but. I'll find it.
15 seconds. Five, 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Last minute.
Clark, also unsuccessful. No revival or money earned.
All right. Category of European capitals. Vilnius is the capital city of which of the 3 Baltic countries? Is it A, Estonia, B, Latvia, or C, Lithuania?
I think it's Latvia.
All right, and you may pour.
No.
It is red.
Another incorrect for the Brain team means that they are now in need of 3 revivals. For Katie's 60-second brawn task, she must blow up a balloon and use the air from that balloon to knock off each of the red solo cups. If she's successful, she'll earn an extra revive and $5 for the pot.
Okay, that didn't work at all. Yay!
Katie is successful, netting both the money and the extra revive.
All right, video game characters. Which video game fighting series features one-named characters such as Cammy, Laura, Rose, and Sakura? Is it A, Street Fighter, B, Mortal Kombat, or C, Tekken?
A.
All right, Courtney is going with Street Fighter. All right, and you may pour. That's green. It's correct.
With the first round of questions now complete, we now know that Brian W., Carrie, and Brian A. are all in need of revives. So far, Darnell and Katie have both successfully earned money for the pot and a revive. It is now down to the final brawn player, Alex, who must successfully defeat Laurel. Laurel will be playing for the executed player pot, a pot that one of the executed players will be able to earn at the end of the game. Alex is playing for $5 for the active player pot and a revival to save one of the brain players. They must successfully flip a cup. Once they've done this, they can place either an X or an O. The one of them who wins the tic-tac-toe game will win the challenge.
Seconds.
Got it.
10.
Hey!
5.
With Alex's success, the Brawn team has now earned 3 revivals, exactly what the Brain team needed.
So as of right now, Nancy, Ryan, and Courtney will be moving on to their next questions. Brian, Carrie, and Brian are currently dead. So if the Brawn group earned at least 3 revives, you will each get a chance at answering your first question.
Using the 3 extra lives, both Brian's and Carrie are resurrected and can attempt their first question again.
Which of the following U.S. states does not have a chemical element named after it? Is it A, California, or B, Florida?
Well, Californium is real, so Floridium I just made in my head.
Okay, so you're going with
Florida.
Florida, okay. Ah, that's a green. All right, Brian has made it to the second round. Female rapper was born Melissa Vivian Jefferson in 1988 in Detroit, Michigan. Is it B, Lil' Kim, or C, Lizzo?
I'm gonna go see Lizzo.
Lizzo is a correct answer. All right. Vilnius is the capital city of which of the 3 Baltic countries? Is it A, Estonia, or C, Lithuania?
Okay, so 50% chance. I think it's Estonia.
Okay. All right, Brian, you may
Okay,
pour.
give it to me. No!
It is red.
Really? That's so annoying.
Brian A. loses his second life, and there are no more revives to go around.
So, you now have 5 remaining players, and you have 6 categories. I'm going to give you the 6 categories. You will choose which 5 you want to answer. The 6th question will automatically go to our first executed player. He will have a chance to answer it. If he gets it correctly, $1 for the executed player pot.
Woo! Get rich!
For every one of the questions you all miss, he will also get a chance to answer those. So if you miss a question, Laurel has a 50-50 shot of also earning that. So Laurel could earn up to $6 here.
Woo! Make it rain!
Religious trios, who's doing that?
Come on, Nancy.
All right, come on up here, Miss Nancy.
Go, Nancy.
All right. here is, now remember, you do not have any revives. So if you get this question incorrect, you are dead because you cannot be revived anymore, okay?
Okay.
Which of the following deities is not a part of the Trimurti in contemporary Hinduism? Is it A, Brahma, B, Gajendra, or C, Vishnu?
That's religious? C.
All right, Nancy is going with C. All right, you may pour.
Oh shit.
Aww.
It is red. Nancy,
I already heard of those
may she
things.
rest in peace. Which of the following novels was written by Emily Bronte?
Okay.
Is it A, Wuthering Heights, B, Jane Eyre, or C, Agnes Grey?
Repeat the question again?
Which of the following novels was written by Emily Bronte? A, Wuthering Heights, B, Jane Eyre, C, Agnes Grey.
It's Emily Bronte.
Emily Bronte, yes.
Wrote Wuthering Heights.
Okay. They pour. That is a correct answer.
Cash money.
Ryan W. has earned $5.
And I'm alive.
Your music awards question. Which of the following rock bands did not win the Grammy Award for Best New Artist? Was it A, Evanescence, B, Maroon 5, or C, Fall Out Boys?
I'm gonna go for pure hope here and say Maroon 5.
All right, we're going with Maroon 5. All right, you may pour. That is an incorrect answer. Cocktails.
Yes.
All right. Which of the following cocktails is not traditionally made with rum? Is it A, White Russian, B, Pina Colada, or C, Mai Tai?
A.
Carrie's going with A. That is green. That is a correct answer. Carrie has also earned $5. Last question here. Harry Potter movies. Which movie in the Harry Potter franchise was the only one directed by Alfonso Cuarón? Is it A, The Chamber of Secrets, B, The Prisoner of Azkaban, or C, The Goblet of Fire?
B, Azkaban.
Okay. Step one up and pour. That is a green. That's a green correct answer.
Laurel now gets a chance at the incorrectly answered questions to steal some money for the executed player pot.
That is green. All right. Our first dollar for the executed player pot.
Double it up. Because I ain't gonna get US
Pour it.
president.
All right. Last one here. No 50-50 shot here. Which 19th century U.S. president is the only U.S. president to hold a patent? Is it A, Thomas Jefferson, B, Abraham Lincoln, or C, Theodore Roosevelt?
Let's go B.
B? All right. Four.
Oh, the third assignment was Know It or Blow It. It was trivia, and then there were 6 different tasks, I believe. So we had to divide up between brain and brawn.
For the third assignment, we were split into 2 teams, and I was on the brawn team. My team, I think, performed well on what I would expect them to perform well.
In the Know It or Blow It task, I was with the brawn group. I don't know why, but I was just put there. I'm definitely not the brawniest.
The bronze group, and like I'm just being filled in with what they did. Clark is not doing well in these challenges. I don't think he's brought in any money yet, so that is someone who's on my list for sure.
I thought mine was very difficult, and I find that very disrespectful because I have sweaty, greasy palms, and I'm not going to be able to stack 5 dice on top of each other, so thanks for that.
So I'm starting to narrow it down to who I may think is the mole.
I was on the bronze challenge and I didn't note any suspicions. Those challenges were pretty difficult as is. I had the trickster. Tricks went all over. It was a wild mess. So hopefully I threw some suspicions of myself on people.
It's harder to be suspicious for our group because we all had to do our tasks in front of each other. But Chad specifically had this one called Trickster. I immediately thought like science class when you take the 2 soda bottles and you make a vortex or whatever and you take them together and you just shake it. That would have been my strategy. He tried to just like straight pour. I probably would have put empty one on top, grabbed and then flipped, but that's just me.
Preston not getting his cups, doing the task, and Chad also being unable to do that task, and Chad, the way he did the task was like the worst possible way to do it.
And just his strategies just seemed really odd. Like he was just gingerly putting cereal in there, whereas he probably could have just connected the two and just shook the shit out of it.
As far as brawn goes, I know 3 of them got it right, or completed it and 3 didn't.
I didn't find anything super suspicious. The challenges were actually pretty hard, so there was nothing suspicious for there.
I was assigned to trivia. It would be really easy to sabotage a trivia question because not many people would know if you actually knew the answer or not.
I didn't really find anyone suspicious. I mean, the questions that were missed, I didn't know them, so I can't really base it on that.
For some of them that I feel like should have known more trivia.
So on the first challenge, I was on the brains team, which ended up not being true because I did terrible. I got both of my trivia questions wrong.
Brian A. on our team got both of his questions wrong. So I think that was very suspicious.
Brian A., Brianna, seemed really confident about the categories that he chose and he ended up getting it incorrect. So that was a little suspicious, and he's a bit suspicious to me in general.
I think the most suspicious thing was Brian again, which makes me think that he's just that way. There were definitely a few things. First, how when I heard how some of the people got their questions wrong, that maybe they shouldn't have, was kind of sus. Like the fact that Brian, once again, got both his questions wrong, definitely weird.
Brian A was pretty suspicious from the brain group. I was in the brawn group, so I didn't really see it. So definitely something I've looked out for the past couple rounds.
I thought that Nancy probably should have known hers in that round, so that was suspicious. And Ryan got his first one right, but then his second one was, I thought, even easier, and he got that one wrong. So I thought Nancy and Ryan were both pretty suspicious in that one.
Brian A is always sabotaging, and I have to realize that's what he did in the season I played with him before, and that's why he went so far, is because everyone suspected him, and so I need to make sure I don't fall into that trap.
With the first assignment of round 1 complete, our 12 remaining candidates prepared themselves for the second assignment of the round.
This is assignment number 4, and it is called Photo Madness. To start the assignment, we need you all to form 4 groups of 3, and then within that, 1 person in each group needs to be at the top. Each group is separated into their own room. They must work together to construct a domino tower, with the caveat that 1 player can't place 2 dominoes in a row. Once the tower is 12 stories high, they will be given a photograph. The group must describe the photograph to the other rooms to replicate the one they were given. Each replication is $3 for the pot, and each room can receive 4 photos.
That was like tears.
If anyone starts to feel nervous, you can take a bit of a break.
Brian W., Darnell, and Carrie are the first to complete a tower, so they receive a photo.
Hooray! You earned your first photo?
And this is in a different room, not our room.
Correct.
However, Nancy, Clark, and Courtney are the first to speak up.
Okay, room A has our first photo. It's going to be a green bowl.
With something inside, it has 2 mushrooms on top. It's like a black box with 2 mushrooms on top. 4 dice in the front of it, red, blue, green, and yellow. And the pillar that says 10, the wooden pillar that says 10.
Here's the pillar that says 10.
Okay.
Room C also has a photo. It's a Beetlejuice.
It literally says Beetlejuice photo.
Oh, there's Beetlejuice. We have Beetlejuice. Ask if there's any other items with Beetlejuice.
We have the Beetlejuice. Is there anything else? Because it's like a plushie. And we have a little stick thing that says 10. What was the other item?
Okay, so I have the Beetlejuice in the picture. There's also like a metal rod with like a cylindrical thing on the end. I see like the corner of a playing card. All you see is the top right heart on that playing card. Directly to the right of that is the Beetlejuice tag, and then the Beetlejuice, and the thing is laying over it like it decapitated him.
And we have the photo with the pillar that has the number 10 on it, but it sounds like it's the same room.
So let us know when you finish that photo and I can direct you on how to do the 10 pillar one.
Room B here, just finished your tower. We have a photo with a few different blocks, a multicolored die, a pencil, and a Chinese sign.
Is it a mechanical pencil, this orange?
Blue.
Look, okay.
Is this the bowl?
That's what I was wondering. I need somebody
Wait,
to describe
it has
that bowl
stuff in it.
again. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
got the 4 colors,
Yeah,
2
let's
mushrooms.
get them to repeat the
Beetlejuice room, what color bowl and what kind of dice?
I have the 10 pillar, and then there's a green bowl. It's going to be red and green die. It doesn't look like those have numbers. Those are going to go in front of the bowl.
Red die
And
has
then
numbers.
a red die with 1 on the front, 5 on the top, which is going on top of the blue die. And a yellow die with 1 on the front, 2 on the top of the green die. Then inside the green bowl is a black box with 2 mushrooms on top.
That's something.
This is a mushrooms, but it's not a green bowl.
That's us. They were describing die. We don't have the same die.
No.
They have like a red die with a 1. They're like it's a red. Yeah, I think it's orange unless they're screwed up the color.
Ask them if it's a red or orange.
It sounds like the one group was responding, so I'm gonna let them do that for right now.
Can the bowl be black or is it definitely green?
Our bowl is green from the Beetlejuice room.
Room B checking in with the room with the Chinese die and blue mechanical pencil.
We have a rainbow dice, but our mechanical pencil is orange, not blue.
Are you saying that you have the blue mechanical pencil?
And so this blue that we found, we only have an orange one.
Okay, does any other room have a blue mechanical pencil?
We might get away with it though.
Some sort of black cube with shit on it.
Oh, this has Chinese characters on it. The Chinese characters, is it like a black dice with a yellow and white picture with Chinese characters?
I have a picture with one of those as well, so when you're ready for that description, just let me know. It's a pretty simple picture.
The one we had is pretty complicated, so we can go in more detail later. Room B finished the second tower. We have another picture ready for description if people are ready.
What's in the picture?
It is a tall thimble-looking device with a multicolored cube, different sides. There's a green small cube and a green mushroom.
We have green mushrooms. I saw those.
That sounds like us. Can you describe it?
Yep. So the silver thimble-looking thing is on the right. A spool. And then there is the multicolored die. There's 2 pink. One is up, one is to the left, and then the green is facing the spool.
Okay, and with both the pink facing, what you said, the green facing the spool, like where is it in relation to the spool if I'm looking at it?
Right to the left of it, or directly to the left. The green is facing the spool, a pink is facing up, and a pink is facing out.
Perfect.
So on top of that multicolored block, there's a green small block.
Okay. And then the mushroom on top of that?
Correct, and I'm going to describe the entire picture now just to make sure. So on the right, there is a metal spool. Directly to the left, there is a multicolored die with the green face going towards the spool.
And then a pink facing up and a pink facing out. A green little block on top of the multicolored block, and then a green mushroom on top of the green little block.
Okay, beautiful, thank you.
I have another photo when someone's ready for a description. It's got 2 jack cards in it, club and diamond.
This is us. That's us. Room B.
All right, you're gonna need the jack of clubs, jack of diamonds. Jack of clubs is horizontal, jack of diamonds vertical behind it with a rainbow dice in between.
Then on the bottom left, you need a mint color die with a 3 and a 1 visible, 3 on top. And then you also need a white die with orange dots, 3 on top, 1 on the other visible side.
Directly next to that is a tiny pink mushroom. And the rainbow color dice, you want to see green on the left, yellow on the right, and blue on the top.
Okay, can you repeat the color coordination on the
multicolored block again?
Heard. On the left side that's visible is green, on the right side yellow, on the top is blue.
And can you, one more time, describe the jack of diamonds, then we'll be finished.
Directly behind that dice that you, the multicolored dice that you stacked, is going to be your Jack of Diamonds, just sitting straight up. All you can see is like his head.
This is on slow.
What?
Careful. There it is. Here you go.
I did not do that. My notebook has been here the entire damn time.
I was about to be so mad.
Post has a number on it. Face the number away from the camera. You're putting the post on its side, and you're putting the end with the number toward the left side of the picture. You're taking the black cube or cube-esque thing, putting it in front of the post from the camera's perspective, then balancing the end of the green mechanical pencil on top of it. Let me know if you have that.
How's it balancing on top of the black box?
On the ground, one end, the end with the lead on top of the black box.
Okay, and the post, which way was the number facing again?
And that's on the left side of the photo. Number's facing away from the camera. I don't know what number it is.
I think I got that, thank you.
And the 2 of hearts card.
Yes, we have 2 hearts.
We have the 2 of hearts card. What else is in the photo?
Okay, the items in the photo are a 2 of hearts card, a blue cube, a purple cube, a pink die with yellow dots, a white die with red dots, and then the black cube and the red domino.
By black cube, you mean a black multicolor cube or the black Chinese symbol cube?
His character.
Chinese character cube, so this one.
And then what was the red?
And you said red domino at the end?
Last item is the red domino. If you have all those, I can tell you how to arrange them.
We're hunting a red domino, one moment.
Is it a domino with no pips on it? Because it could just be one of the ones we're building with.
Does it look like the ones we're building with, like a blank domino, no dots?
No dots. It's just a flatter rectangular prism.
You didn't answer my question.
If you could describe that photo, we're going to set it up now.
Red rectangular prism on its side, on the base.
Prism? Prism?
Prismo, what are you talking about?
You're going to put the black rectangular prism on top of it, also on its side. Or horizontal as far as the camera is looking. Atop of that, you're going to balance purple cube on the left, white cube on the right. All that's visible on the white die is a two pips on the front. Atop the purple and white cubes, you have a blue cube on the left and a pink cube on the right. Balancing on this whole structure along the back is a 2 of hearts card. You can see the full card.
You can see the full card. I like that.
It's pretty centered and it's on its side. It's not vertical. I'm doing my best here.
You are.
Okay, we have a really easy one we think we can describe. Who has the stuffed eel?
We have it. You can see it.
It's going to be around that metal spool thing, the metal cylinder.
His head wrapped around to the right of it.
And in its mouth is a purple die, but without numbers. Like just a purple cube in its mouth. And then inside the metal cylinder is a blue
Mechanical pencil with the eraser facing out.
And the eel's just wrapped around it like a U.
Yeah, just a U around it.
Like a V, actually.
If you're looking at the cylinder, the eel's head is on the right.
That is time. The assignment is finished.
In the end, the group replicated 4 photos and earned $12 for the pot.
It's hard to determine because of the walkie-talkies, but I think it was group B. I just found all of them suspicious, which I think was like Chad, Ryan, and Brian A. Like, there's something fishy there. I don't know which one, but yeah.
So each room had objects that did not originally start out there. We had to figure out what those objects were and then arrange them into different photos.
I just thought that the rooms B and D didn't really do that well, just in general.
So I did catch one thing from Ryan. At one point, we had the thing set up and then I was on this side and I was supposed to take the picture of it, and then Ryan just turned the whole thing this way to take a picture of it, but then it was backwards.
Had it kind of all set there, ready to go, take the picture in the correct order, and Ryan kind of flips it around to give to Brian because he was the photographer. Well, in doing so, he mirrored the image and it was going to be incorrect.
Chad, him and I got in a little, we disagreed about where the placement was, and I actually wound up being wrong. So I owe Chad that. He was correct.
Ryan's on my radar. Brian A has already been on my radar, so I'm keeping a close eye on them.
People are suspecting Ryan. Not off my radar. I will keep it in mind, but Ryan is not a top suspect for me.
So Carrie was like describing things through the walkie-talkie, but she would describe everything, but she would miss like small things that I noticed, and so I would like point to them in the picture when she was talking, because she like clearly missed it.
And when we were stacking our dominoes, we had to stack them in a triangle, row by row, level by level. And Darnell kept stacking his the closest to me so that I would have to reach over and stack onto the other side. There was no reason why would you not stack it? Like, he was in the center, why would he not stack the domino in the center of his pyramid? Why would he go out of his way to block me?
Top was Darnell, but that's just because he's so quiet. But everyone says that's just how he is, so.
As a team, our communication definitely improved from this morning. We learned how to use walkie-talkies, which is awesome. You know, I imagine that would be really easy to sabotage by just holding the button or keep trying to talk over other people.
Katie put some of those dominoes in kind of a sus way. I'm like, the way you're putting this, it could fall, but that was just like, I don't think she was paying enough attention.
At one point, between building the second and third domino tower, we get to the end of building the third domino tower and can't find one of the dominoes. And then it just so happens to be right under Katie's notebook.
I think in my room, Preston was probably the most sketchy. He immediately took control over the walkie, and then when he was giving the clues to the other rooms, he was very accurate, but like overly so, where he was giving too much detail and taking too much time, and then other times he would speed up and just say whatever he needed to the other rooms so quickly that even I was having trouble keeping up with it.
And I also felt that some of the people, when they were describing the photos to the other people to build them, they were using way too many words or incredibly sort of vague words. Like, you could just say blank domino. Why would you say red prism?
Prism? Prism?
Prismo, what are you talking about?
Preston on the walkie-talkie was definitely slow, was over-communicative.
The way that Preston took forever, he took so long to say anything on the radio, and then I come to find out that he described it incorrectly.
So there's some suspicion. Is it Molly or is it delusion? Who's to say?
This group as a whole needs to get better at using walkie-talkies.
I don't know if people think I'm the mole, but if there are opportunities to fail, it's not all terrible.
I think the last round, I think Laurel went home in a tie, based on how I know Laurel takes the test and how I think he would have answered things. So I took that information into account.
I tried to split my answers between the three that I mentioned in hopes that either they're in a group with someone else that is the mole and I just by chance survived the round, or if this continues and I survive for the next couple rounds, I'm definitely onto something.
I did make sure to answer for specific people.
So, trying to spread as much as possible, but also cover my bases.
We take the law of averages. I try and pick the most popular answer. If I'm not sure, then I just go with an answer that isn't me.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully I will be in round 3. You really want to make it to day 2. So we'll see.
Yes, when I was taking the quiz, I did try to just go for the majority as much as possible, but there are a couple of people that I did split between as much as I could that I've got my eye on.
I did a different strategy than I have in the past. I did go almost all in on one person, so hopefully it turns out well. We'll see.
But I did have at least 4 people more in the forefront of my mind when I was doing my quiz. But I still tried to make sure to split enough.
My quiz strategy was just kind of to stick to the people who I kind of had. I think that I have cleared out all the girls. It might be that comes back and bites me in the ass, but I've kind of narrowed it down to a ballpark of like 3 people.
So I won a Joker in the trophy room raffle this round, which is now I've won an exemption and a Joker, which is exciting.
I'm just trying to play the odds. I'm trying to hedge my bets. Maybe play my rainbow exemption in round 3 if I make it there, but who's to say? I'm usually second boot anyways.
All right, players. After an exciting second round of competition, your pot currently stands at $73. You know, you could earn up to $1,000 this season. We'll see how close you get to that goal.
I think they're on track.
But unfortunately, pretty soon another one of you will be leaving the game. A little bit ago, you took the quiz, 10 questions about the identity and actions of the mole. The player who scored the lowest on the quiz will have to leave the game. In a moment, we'll begin entering your names into the computer. As ever, if a screen turns green after your name has been entered, you will remain in the game. If, however, that screen turns red, then you will be the mole's second victim.
Preston. Courtney. Nancy. Next up, Chad. Katie. Ryan. Darnell. Clark. Oh my god. I thought I was gone, I'm sorry. Brian W. Sorry, Brian, but you are the mole's second victim.
Brian is somebody that he's played so competitively. He's given his heart into every single mission that we've played.
This is the first season 2 person to go, and Brian's my season 2 brother. And we certainly have a close relationship. He is incredibly intellectual, very, very kind, a really good sounding board. So it's gonna take me a second to get over this.
Definitely gonna miss Brian.
It's hard to see the first member of season 2 go, but gonna miss him dearly, and it's gonna be hard moving on.
Oh, presents. I love presents. That's not actually true.
You wanted tears.
Go. Get me going. I really like Brian. He's a lovely, lovely, lovely guy. Even though he's Brian 2, I think he might actually be Brian 1.
He had really good glasses. And he was one of the most caring people I've ever met. He's so smart. It's disappointing to see another season 2 person go so early, but we love you, Brian.
He's just probably one of the most real and complete and authentic people I think I've ever had the fortune of meeting. I can't think of one negative about him and the way he treats others and the passion that he has for this game, and it's sad to see him go early.
Brian W. has earned $5.
And I'm alive. He threw his heart into our time together, and he's going to be missed.
Brian's mole urn should read immaculately vibed, because that's what he was. And I hope he rests well, my roommate friend.
I'm Brian Wodrick from season 2. I'm here to hang out with great people and be shiny and unbothered, which is uncomplicated because I'm not the mole.
Switch.
Why am I most tempted by this?
I just want to say this is going to be just for shits and giggles.